question function in Google Classroom. As you can see on my screen, we're in my living environment block 2 classroom. And what I did today is had students answer the question. How do you feel about Google Classroom? Do you like it or dislike it, and why? To create a question is really simple. I come down to the plus sign and I go to create a question. This is a newer function in Google Classroom. And I can type any question I want. How are y'all doing today? I can give them instructions. Please only use full sentences. I can't spell, but I can get the question done. Give it a due date, topic, in the same way you do any other kind of assignment. And you can give it options. You can make this a multiple choice. Maybe you're only good or bad today. Maybe you want it to be short answer. I said full sentences, so definitely going to make it short answer. You can allow students to reply to each other or not simply with toggle. Students can edit their answer or not simply with a toggle. I like to let them reply to each other. If you're worried about kids going back and changing something and not being able to track those changes, I would just not toggle on. Students can edit. And then you ask it. You can also schedule a question or save it as a draft. You can attach anything you want, just like any other assignment. So maybe it's read this article and answer this question. You could feasibly do an exit ticket or a do now just by coming in and doing a multiple choice. Pop into the Google Classroom, answer it, you're done. This is going to automatically save as a draft, but I'm not going to use that. And now I'm going to take a look at what the actual question function does. Obviously, students can add class comments if you allow. You can change that right here. This would be something like, hey, I didn't understand this question, or do I have to answer this by a certain time? But to answer the question, they click, and you can come in and see the student work. It's I. Love that. Some of the answers I got were really interesting. I like Google Classroom because it's easier to get the work done and you know what you're missing so you don't fail the class. I am also able to reply to them. Do you prefer using the classroom to getting the physical worksheets? Other students could feasibly reply if they had opinions. I gave them all 10 points for participating in this. I enjoy it and it makes my life easier to do schoolwork instead of writing, and got a little overexcited there. You can also do private responses. So if a student really doesn't want to talk necessarily, they have the option to do a private response, which other students cannot respond to, like Ryan did right down here. The question function is a really dynamic part of Google Classroom now because it gives you the option to really utilize the classroom in a much more efficient way. I can pop in a do now. Here's my question, answer it. Let's move on to an assignment. I can pop an exit ticket, do it all on the computer, not have to hand out any paper. And I can do all of my classroom discussions in here as well. If you're an English teacher and you want to say, hey, let's talk about darkness in, what's a dark book? Dracula. What does the image of darkness mean in the book? Well, David could say something and Ardonis or Christian could then respond to it. And you'll have a documented discussion that shows how the students are growing and changing as the question is talked about. That's it for questions. Hopefully this helped. Let me know if you have any further questions, and I'll see you in the next one.